Instant noodles have become a global staple due to their convenience, low cost, and appealing flavors. With preparation times as short as 3 minutes and long shelf lives, products like Nissan Cup Noodles, Moroccan Ramen, and Indomie mee goreng are found in millions of households, college dorms, and emergency food pantries. However, their ease of use and comfort food reputation conceals serious health risks, especially when consumed regularly. These ultra-processed products are nutritionally imbalanced, excessively high in sodium, often loaded with monosodium glutamate, MSG, and preserved with additives that can have negative cumulative effects on human health. One of the most immediate concerns with instant noodles is their extremely high sodium content. A single packet of Moroccan chicken ramen contains over 1,700 milligrams of sodium, nearly the entire recommended daily limit of 2,300 milligrams for healthy adults and far above the ideal limit of 1,500 milligrams for individuals with high blood pressure or cardiovascular risk. Consuming just one serving per day can put consistent strain on the kidneys, raise blood pressure, and increase the risk of hypertension and stroke over time. In cultures or populations where these noodles are eaten daily, particularly among students or low-income families, this becomes a significant public health issue. Beyond sodium, most instant noodles contain MSG, a flavor enhancer used to stimulate the umami taste and make the product more addictive. Although the FDA has classified MSG as generally recognized as safe, when used in moderation, some people experience symptoms such as headaches, nausea, and flushing after consuming foods high in MSG, a reaction sometimes referred to as Chinese restaurant syndrome, though this term is outdated and controversial. More importantly, regular consumption of MSG-laden ultra-processed foods is associated with increased appetite and poor satiety, leading to overeating and weight gain over time. The noodles themselves are made from refined white flour, offering little to no fiber or protein. They are typically fried in palm oil during processing to give them their characteristic texture and shelf stability. This deep frying process not only adds calories but also introduces oxidized fats that may contribute to inflammation and elevated cholesterol levels when consumed frequently. Some brands still use partially hydrogenated oils, which contain trans fats, a known risk factor for heart disease. Even when marketed as air-dried or baked, the underlying nutritional profile remains poor, with high glycemic index carbohydrates that cause blood sugar to spike rapidly. Preservatives and additives in instant noodles are another area of concern. Compounds such as tert-butylhydroquine, TBHQ, a petroleum-derived preservative used to extend shelf life, have raised alarms in food safety discussions. Although considered safe in small amounts, studies in animals have linked long-term exposure to TBHQ with liver enlargement, neurotoxicity, and DNA damage. While human data is limited, the concern is not about one bowl, but rather the cumulative effect of consuming these chemicals over months or years. Emerging evidence also suggests that frequent instant noodle consumption may disrupt metabolic and hormonal balance, particularly in women. A notable study in the Journal of Nutrition found that South Korean women who consumed instant noodles more than twice per week were significantly more likely to develop metabolic syndrome, which includes symptoms such as abdominal obesity, elevated blood pressure, insulin resistance, and abnormal lipid levels. Interestingly, this association held regardless of total caloric intake, suggesting that the quality of the food and its ultra-processed nature was more important than just calorie count. Despite these risks, instant noodles are often consumed by those facing economic or time constraints, such as college students, single parents, and workers on tight schedules. For many, they provide a sense of comfort and satiety when options are limited. Unfortunately, their low cost comes at the expense of nutritional quality, leading to a cycle where cheap calories displace more wholesome foods, increasing long-term healthcare costs due to diet-related diseases. Additionally, the portion sizes listed on many packages are misleading. A standard single pack of ramen often contains 2 servings, meaning the true intake of sodium, fat, and additives is effectively doubled unless consciously portioned. This underreporting is especially problematic when users consume the entire packet, believing it to be a modest meal. Children and adolescents are particularly vulnerable, as they often turn to instant noodles as an easy snack or meal substitute. Their developing bodies are more sensitive to sodium and additives, and early habits around ultra-processed foods are difficult to break. Exposure to high-sodium, low-nutrient foods during formative years can prime young people for a lifetime of poor dietary choices and associated chronic conditions. In summary, while instant noodles offer unmatched convenience and affordability, their regular consumption poses serious health risks. They provide little in the way of protein, fiber, vitamins, or essential fatty acids. Instead, they are calorie-dense, nutritionally hollow, and laced with substances that, though legally permissible, are far from ideal for long-term well-being. Consumers who rely on instant noodles as dietary staples should be aware of these dangers and look for ways to mitigate the impact by limiting frequency, discarding the flavor packets, and adding fresh vegetables, lean proteins, or eggs when possible. Still, the best course for long-term health is to regard instant noodles not as a meal, but as an emergency food or rare indulgence, one that should be used sparingly and never relied upon as a nutritional mainstay.